So, in the new focus, there's something that we feel is really important for all of us to understand, and this helps us to get out of single issues and goes into multiple issues. And almost all of us, there's very few people that, most of us are high on some hierarchies and low on the others, okay? And we have, if you were going to get a fingerprint of us, we would be, we all have an individual fingerprint of where we stand on all of these hierarchies, okay? So I've been married to a man for 35 years, and so I guess that puts me on the heterosexual hierarchy, on the sexual orientation hierarchy on the top. I'm white, I'm a woman, right? So I can go through my profile, and we can talk about somebody's profile. So I'm going to read you somebody's profile from the book, and this is David here. So you can follow along. I'm going to read you about his hierarchical profile here. David, who works as a landscaper on the grounds of a manufacturing plant, is lower in the company hierarchy than people who work on the production lines. But he is higher than people who are custodians. David is male and Asian American, so David is higher on the gender hierarchy than his female co-workers, and is lower on the race hierarchy than his white co-workers. Since David is bald, tall, and slender, he feels lower than men with thick heads of hair, but feels higher than men who are either shorter or heavier than today's hierarchical interpretation of the desirable man. David has use of 10 fingers, so he's higher on the body hierarchy than his cousin born with 3 fewer fingers on one hand than on his other hand. David chose his apartment carefully because David and his partner Frank are low on the sexual orientation hierarchy. Frank grew up in England, so his accent places him higher on the immigrant hierarchy than their neighbor from Mexico. David also participates in the religious hierarchy, which he is lower than the clergy, but higher than people not of his faith. And I think if all of us look at this hierarchical profile, helps us to say, okay, so we can look at the roles that we play, and then we can all come together and realize that we have those roles.